Hey everyone, Strangers103 here today with yet another replay cast. Today I'm showing you one of my own replays, and it's in a Perth, finally a dream come true. Those of you guys that watched my stream, I think 2 days ago, actually no, by now, but 3 days ago, because it's a pre-record for Tuesday, may know that something I've been wanting to do for a while, Triple Perth Division. Now, unfortunately, RNG Sama doesn't actually happen to have a Perth, but the Huang Mare is basically, for all intents and purposes, the same. What I really want is the ability to perma-vape ourselves wherever we want on the map, whenever we want, and however we want, to wherever we want, basically. So, now, what is really the Perth about? I mean, I've shown a few, I think 1 or 2 replays of the ship in the past, and, well, I figured, well, just, now that I've finally gotten my dream, like my dream's finally come true, right? Triple Perth Division, I can vape wherever the hell I want. This stupid vape train that there really isn't much you can do about, because in this case they only have 1 Atlanta to radar. I mean, of course, it could have been better if they had 0 radars, but it's still an Atlanta. He's still gonna have a hard time, getting himself in a great position. Anyways, we're just blobbing these 3 cruisers up. Of course, could be awkward if it's a destroyer-heavy game and they just come along and torpedo you or something. Could be awkward. Actually, something I kind of might wanna try is like double Perth with I don't know, something at tier 7 with radar, like a Bliotfust or something. Just imagine that in a tier 9 game shredding tier 9s. Okay, that's getting a bit too far ahead of myself. Either way, RNG Sam was volunteered to be the first smoke bot, so we're basically just, well, I guess advancing ahead to see how far we can get. Before, of course, we're forced to smoke. Speaking of smokes, we spot 1 and the Atlanta. Probably the plane doing it. I don't know, but I mean, we kind of just want to creep up, and we can get spotted at this point as well, so, well, I mean, we're kind of preparing in case that we have to smoke. I don't really want to end up, risking or bleeding health at the start of the match, so it's probably better just to smoke up. I mean, if it takes us time to get to our destination, it'll take us time to get to our destination, so be it. I think RNG actually picks up a plane, but this guy's basically feeding right now. And Kid gets spotted again, so we're just immediately gonna open fire. But now that the smoke screens are being deployed, I think it's time to put some fitting music on. There we go. Much better. Much better. This is more like it. So, as you can see, we kind of shot at the Kid a little bit. I'm going to put my Hydro on. See if we can put a more monotonous voice. Hydro on, planes are flying past. Going to launch my scout plane, see if I can't shoot the Queen Elizabeth. Maybe we can get some damage. I do have IFHE on this captain, so my HE shells will go through 32mm of armor. QE has 25mm all over the place, and I don't even think RNG is actually in range to shoot anything yet. So I think he's basically just being our smoke bot so he can get himself closer. Trying to stay inside of the smoke screen. The Lexington's kind of going the other way, but this 4-minute long plane could be very useful. I think RNG smoke's not going to last much more longer, and we've made some progress, so I think it is my turn to start getting up into position to be able to shoot and to put a new smoke screen down so that everyone else can use it. I also spend some Captain Free XP so we can get the expert smoke screen laying thingy majiggy so that the smoke screen's laid can be a little bit bigger. I think our Lexington just took a big health dump on the enemy's QE and killed the vast majority of the ship. I want to turn a bit closer to B as the enemy Kid gets himself spotted. My Hydra's about to go down, so I think RNG or someone else is has to put their Hydro up, as the enemy aircraft carrier seems to be going for the snipe against our Lexington. not really sure, but maybe our Lexington didn't notice, but I mean, it's still a Lexington. Maybe the planes will just not do much. My Hydro now being down means that I kind of have to, you know, well, I kind of want to let someone else get into position to take the torpedoes or to have their Hydro be a little bit closer. Kid torpedoes can still be dangerous, but it doesn't seem like he was too keen on using them on us. Unfortunately, the enemy aircraft carrier is going for my plane, so we lose the spotting ability outside of the smoke. However, Leon is not known for its amazing concealment, but I kind of blocked the firing trajectory of Jedi, so I'm trying to get myself into a position where he is able to shoot, and we can all continue shooting. At Cleveland, I could load armor piercing to shoot that, and Jedi actually manages to shoot over me, which is very useful. Cleveland has 16mm of armor, and I don't think any of these two have IFAG, so it's fine. It's fine for them to shoot at the Cleveland as well. We definitely could have done some better damage shooting armor piercing at this Cleveland, but then and again, shooting AP does run the risk of not getting anything out of it at all, while HE is pretty much guaranteed to get you some kind of damage. Now with my smokescreen going down, it's Jedi's turn to start deploying his, and he will. So it's his turn to start creeping ahead, and I will fall a little bit back. That way hopefully Jedi is able to shoot past without having me blocking his line of fire. Unfortunately, I don't think the torpedoes are going to do anything to the enemy's Cleveland, but now that I am in smoke, I do not see anything wrong with opening fire again. Trying to deal some more damage, Leon has 30mm of deck armor in some areas as she tries to MLG us back, but a lucky fire on the way out is going to boost my damage a little bit. Now we are almost approaching the alpha cap, but that appears like our entire team is going there, so I don't really think it's going to be of amazing use. However, we can almost certainly wank down the enemy's Queen Elizabeth, and our Schoenhorst on the team managed to take the kill. Now with not much to do, it really just is a question if the enemy ships on A try to abandon the cap sometime soon, or if they try to come back through, I don't know, around, or if they're gonna expose themselves for us to shoot at. Currently, the Nelson is kind of available as a target, but with RNG Summer is the next one online to do the smoking. Although Pointy-Haired Jedi has kind of sailed himself out of it, but we need to be careful because of the fact that the Colorado and Leander on the... Oh, never mind, I think it was Pointy-Haired Jedi's turn to smoke, I guess, so we're all creeping into his smoke. I may have forgotten the order. However, we need to be careful of the things to our right, because if they go around the corner with our 4.5km surface spotting through smokescreen, we do run the risk of them spotting and, well, dealing damage. And it turns out it is actually RNG Summer's turn to do the smokescreen. 3 people aiming at me is a little bit disheartening, but however, RNG's with his smoke is up, so we kind of get ourselves concealed again. However, again, we do need to be careful of the things coming up on our starboard side. They are definitely a threat to us if they decide they want to push through. So I think the group right now is going to perform some super VapeNation tactics and try to avoid them. We could potentially have reversed, but that is also... I mean, it could be possible, but I think RNG Sama currently wants to go forwards a little bit and turn. And of course, if we turn, I can always get my starboard torpedo launchers on target. Launching my plane again, this is risky in case the enemy do decide to shoot it down. However, we do need to be careful, and I think that the plane there was definitely a misclick. Loading AP here is also viable. Colorado broadside is 25mm of armor. Of course, HE can also deal damage there. Now the Colorado is very close to being able to spot us shooting through smoke, however RNG Sama's torpedoes pick up the kill. And now, our team is currently in a bit of an awkward map control situation. Entire team currently all in A except for one New Orleans up on north. With RNG's smokescreen soon to expire and the Leon pushing in, it is my turn to deploy the next smoke so we can continue shooting at enemy health bars for free damage with zero effort implemented. Also using the hydroacoustic surge because I paid for it and I can. With the enemy Normandy now running away from this large spam of high explosives and Ike having crept a little bit too far forward, the next smoke puff covers now pointy head the Jedi and we can continue going at the smoke spam against the enemy Leon. Lexington fighters and the Lexington by this point has already killed our aircraft carrier, but that should not prove to be a major disadvantage because the Lexington is not that good of a ship when it comes to killing these Tier 6 cruisers. Even without defensive anti-aircraft, these ships are maneuverable enough to evade torpedo bomber, and of course able to move inside of smokescreen and rapidly accelerate should the need arise. Atlanta kills my plane again, which is rather unfortunate. However, Leon is still currently in range, although it is rapidly advancing away from us. It should not be a major problem as the shells coming in get the kill. However, without the plane, it is not possible to shoot the enemy Normandy anymore. Now with enemy Hipper and Atlanta inside of the B-cap, or at least the Hipper approaching it, we need to be careful so we do not overextend ourselves. All we really need to do is to shoot at them from far enough away, deal sufficient amount of damage, and then push in and secure the late game. We currently have a large point advantage, so getting into B-cap will not be a problem, considering we are almost right next to it. Although of course if the allied team that is down there, which some of them are low HP, lose too much health to enemy aircraft carrier attack or to the enemy Normandy kiting away, this game could still be problematic. However, with us hopefully able to kill enemy Hipper and their Atlanta, this should not prove to be a major problem even for late stage of game. And of course, Tier 6 Super Smoke Destroyer Cruiser Perth, and Huang Me should easily be able to handle Meek Tier 8 Cruiser that is currently spotted in open, and enemy Normandy is currently dying. Now with both enemy ships hiding behind island, it is time we start pushing in and killing them. That way our battleships do not leave too much help. However, Hipper has 2 plane airborne, which means we will be spotted pushing into them. It also appears a member of the opposing team is not too happy about this permanent smoke blob south of the cap that has been shooting on his health points and reducing his health overall. Hipper with only 43,800 health is not really good for increasing significantly the damage output throughout a battle, especially now that it is only on 5,000 health and burning most likely to the mmhm. However, now pushing around the corner, we really just need to shoot the enemy Atlanta down and not get killed by the Normandy if he finds an interest in shooting us. The Hipper does not appear to be having too good of a time as I load back into high explosives. High explosives is definitely the better ammunition to be using. However, I do not think I will get the kill as RNG gets it, killing the Hipper, and that is their Tier 8 cruiser destroyed. It does not look like the Normandy is aiming at us, but it also looks like the Atlanta is going forward. There is a chance the Atlanta has a defensive anti-aircraft over hydroacoustic surge, but I make the mistake of accidentally launching the second torpedo there. Do not worry, that is my team speed. Now with the enemy Atlanta in the open again being pincer maneuvered by Tier 6 cruiser, Atlanta's DPM will hold nothing against this amount of firepower. Atlanta is likely to attempt desperate last-minute torpedo attacks both against me and against my division mate. Therefore, I will sail broadside to them as much as possible to try to bait white line torpedo launch. However, Atlanta did not regard the fact that Perth is forced hydroacoustic search, meaning that I am easily able to evade the torpedoes by simply slowing down and stopping, as we appear to be mocking enemy team in chat. Although what RNG-sama says seems to be very accurate description of current situation. Even without carrier, the enemy aircraft carrier has not really been managing their retreat path, and therefore has revealed to us the location of his ship. Not like it wasn't obvious to begin with. Seems like someone is feeling a little bit better about the game. At the end of the day, this game was kind of ours to win, mostly due to the fact that we had 3 ships that are very able to stop an enemy team from pushing if not correctly handled. With the hydroacoustic surge about to go down, it is not a major problem. Soon I am going to launch a float plane scout. Unfortunately, Perth float plane scout is slightly bugged and therefore only gives you 11 kilometers of spotting range instead of the 15 kilometer that other float plane scouts give. Which means that it will not automatically spot Lexington if it flies within like 14 kilometers of it. However, I am able to surface spot the Lexington not having very good concealment. Allied team is still slightly behind, so it is not certain they are in range to shoot at yet. Even I am not in range to shoot at Lexington yet, with 15.4 kilometer firing range on my main battery with a scout plane up. However, I am getting closer to the Lexington and I am going to parallel his course so I can shoot. Or at least try. Enemy dive bombers are coming in, but they should not be a major threat. Without torpedo bomber or second dive bomber to follow up, he should not be able to deal significant damage to me. So I am just going to slightly turn to reduce the chance of being hit, and I do not even take any damage as I continue to shoot at the Lexington. I believe I even kill one of his dive bombers. Now I am changing my course as to not maintain a parallel path. That means I will not be able to shoot through island. I also set Lexington on fire, making sure I aim far enough ahead to ensure I have a highest chance to hit area of ship that is not on fire. However, Lexington puts fire out and the game is almost over. It is unlikely he will be able to be killed unless our battleship gets very lucky salvo on broadside Lexington right now. That is RNG-sama shooting at me to boost the adrenaline rush damage. However, I do not have adrenaline rush, so his damage is wasted. It really is him just shooting at me because he is not in range to shoot at the Lexington. However, with that, the game is over. The enemy team could not stop this and we reached 1000 points, ending this battle. And you know what, let's put this stupid ass elevator music out of the way so I can actually go back to talking, because this is doing my bloody head in. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have the actual post-battle results screen. All I have is the results from my stream, so I might as well put them up. Just gonna mute that and see. Get out of here, Twitch. So let's see, that was like, hold on, we jump back a second, and you can see I totally had a fun game there. Am I not right? Let's see, can I perfectly jump? No, there we go, 1000 points. Let's us see what kind of a result we actually got. Don't mind my face. Let's see, come on, game, Twitch, YouTube. There we go. 7,813 base XP, 391 free XP, not really farming free XP. Confederate, 111,170 damage, which unfortunately is 59 damage too much from having just a simple number of ones. 218 target hits, 1 plane shot down, 1 kill, 7 fires, 1 cap, 1 assisted cap. Surprisingly, I mean, we did kind of like super blob. The solo cap was the Charlie cap at the end, and the assisted cap was Bravo as we pushed right through it. Even got 3 secondary hits. I think that, I don't even remember, was it the Colorado or something that came around? Not a major big deal in my opinion. But I mean, it was certainly a very boring game to play. It's entertaining in its own way, I suppose. I just wanted to do it once in my life and say I've done a triple Perth division. It really isn't much more than me just wanting to have done a triple Perth division for 100% memes. That's really just it. It's just for the memes, nothing more than that. And I've done it now, so I'm probably never going to do it again because it is so incredibly boring. And I mean, you saw what someone said about it in chat. Let's see, having a look at the team scores, 2040 XP. I'm actually top on the scoreboard. Shanos is the guy underneath me with 1881. Fun fact, that's the 18 damage of a Fuso if against non-saturated target. Don't even know why I know that number. I just know. I mean, I guess I spam enough 80 with the Fuso. Sorry, I think I had something in my throat. RNG Sam was actually fourth on the team, and Jedi really got shafted this game, even though he actually got 5 plane kills. So hey. But I'm guessing Jedi just didn't have his plane up, and I believe none of the other two guys in my division had IFHE, and Jedi got shafted by Fire RNG as well. So it really was just me getting all the damage, and the other two pretty much just being bots to help me get my dream fulfilled, right? I mean, I really appreciate the help, guys. It really is nice. Looking at the enemy team, they're Atlanta's top scorer, not really that difficult in Atlanta. He had a pretty useful position, actually. Locked down the Bravo cap, made it difficult for us to play there, trying to apply the points pressure. However, the rest of his team just crumbled underneath the mighty Perma-Vape. Actually, our division didn't really do that much, but it was our battleships that kind of started killing them. Anyway, Lexington spent the entire game trying to kill our Lexington and eventually succeeded. But even then, he's, score-wise, still lower than our Lexington. So, hey. Carrier's life is valid strategy, comrade. Not. Other than that, I don't really think there's too much interesting on the scoreboard to see. Let's see if I look at the detailed report screen or not, as I'm busy laughing my ass off after what really was a stupid game, and I'm laughing at more the stupidity rather than the enjoyment of actually playing it, because I can certainly see this not being enjoyable. I can definitely see it not being fun to play against, and it turns out I don't, in fact, want to look at the detailed reports, so screw it, we're just going to close that right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast, of course, as this is a Twitch stream. You can always find the video VOD. It's rather early in the stream, so I think it starts here you go. You can find this in just over an hour, and you'll find the Perth game here. If you want to go look for it, here you go. That's the Twitch videos. It's not going to be difficult to find. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care, and I will catch you guys in the next one.